All right, so how are you doing today?
Good, how
What's
are you?
your name?
My name is Jackie. Do I say my last name?
We don't need a last name.
Okay.
But what do you do? What do you do?
So I am currently a professor of cybersecurity at St. Petersburg College.
Shout out to higher education.
Yeah.
And what brings you to the conference today?
So this is actually my first BSides.
Your first BSides?
My first BSides,
Oh
yes.
I hope it's amazing. Is it?
It is wonderful, and I got the flashies.
Oh yeah, flashing up.
Been to a couple conferences, been to a couple symposiums. Absolutely love the vibe. Nerd out here. This is my safe zone. So
Nice.
Always nice to network, talk to people, those sorts of things.
That's quite a few things that you just talked about doing. So
Definitely.
you can network. You got the vendors over there, right, in their booths.
I haven't
You got
even checked out the villages yet.
the villages.
Yep.
There's some talks. So you plan on going and attending any talks?
Yes.
Yeah.
A lot of AI this year, of course.
Yeah, absolutely.
One of the things I try to keep up on is AI and GRC, so governance, risk, and obviously compliance.
Absolutely.
We're seeing a lot of AI, and like I tell everybody, if you are working for the government, you are not putting anything sensitive into that AI. Otherwise, you might get into some trouble, so don't do that.
That might be a resume generating event.
Definitely.
Yeah, 100%. So, what advice would you give someone on their first time? You know, it's your first time, at least at this conference.
Mm-hmm.
What advice would you give someone that's kind of on the fence about going to a conference? They don't know what to expect, what they should be doing. What would you say? How do they prepare?
So, what I'm seeing a lot is the Discord forums.
Okay.
Definitely join the Discord. Keep your eye out for news, look at LinkedIn, look at who's hosting things, look at sponsors. Network. Talk to everyone. Talk to random people that you don't even know, because you will never know who you run into. And it just happened that I run into somebody that worked physical security at a football stadium. I did physical security myself. He went right on with assets, physical security, checking the locks, which is what we also teach in cybersecurity, is how can you keep your company safe? Do you have a fence up? Do you have, a man trap door? What do you have to keep things safe? Do you have an access key card that you're keying in? Military cat cards. I've heard that.
Yeah.
So definitely just networking, knowing people, asking people things, and even if you're new and you have no idea what cybersecurity is, or if you maybe want to go a different route, for sure, and I see my students there too, for sure ask things, because you never know who's interested, what advice they can give you, things that are out of the box that you didn't even think of.
You say your students are here.
Yeah, my students just walk past.
Okay. Yeah, you're a professor. So is
Yep.
this something that you highly recommend to your students?
Oh yeah.
Yeah?
I posted the link right away.
Nice.
We were able to get a couple free sponsorships, and I told them all, I said, just go.
Nice.
And one even asked me, well, I'm starting out, I don't know anything, but I'm so curious and I have so many questions. I said, yeah, but this is where you go and talk to people, because the one thing we are missing in cybersecurity right now, soft skills, talking, being able to actually make eye contact, talk to somebody. I use my hands a lot just for gestures, and I'm Italian and Polish.
Okay.
But, just talking, networking, because you may not know the approach. Somebody might approach you and say, hey, you look friendly, what do you do? And that leads to the next event of your life. And that could be an interview. And I've seen it happen so many times. So just constant networking.
Looking friendly is a thing. You just
Definitely,
brought that to the table.
smiling.
So we're gonna unpack that one.
Don't have the frowny face
What?
and like, this is an awful event.
What if somebody is like walking around the conference like me and they don't look friendly?
Ask them.
Do you still approach
Yeah.
a non-friendly looking face?
I will. I definitely will.
Yeah.
I'll say, so who are you?
Right.
Like, what brought you to BSides? What, depending, what are you wearing? If, obviously you're wearing the shirt, I'm going to kind of read it a little bit. Yep.
Oh.
You're going to see people dressed in all sorts of different gear, but you might even just walk up and say, oh, I like your shirt.
Yeah.
Or like, I like your badge, I like your shoes, something. Prompts the conversation right there. And you never know, that person could be having a bad day. The minute you ask them something, It's a friendly cheer up right away.
Change their day.
You just change their day.
Yeah.
You're now the smiling face of like, did you know we have this? Like, are you alone? And some people are like, I don't know this. And it's like, come on.
And that person might have been the thing to connect you to the person that you need to be talking to.
Which just happened.
Yeah, exactly. It happens in the live. Like,
yep. Live and flesh.
Nice.
And now I have lights on me and a camera.
See how that works. Mm-hmm. Anything else you want to leave the people with before we close this out? You're an educator. That's exciting.
Man, I know.
You're a good one, right?
Yes.
Listening to you right now, you don't sound like the type of educator that does it for a job. Like, it's more than a job for you.
Yes. I have a deep passion for teaching people, whether you're a student or not. It's listening, it's taking advice, it's being quiet sometimes and listening, asking questions, writing notes down, thinking about things, being open-minded. Also, I will say for education, never stop learning, because in our field, I say we're equivalent to doctors. When CrowdStrike happened, I had a friend that worked IT, and he's like, I have a surgeon yelling at me because blue screen of death as he's operating. Guess what happens in hospitals?
Yeah.
You're operating on somebody, or your infrastructure goes down. That's a critical moment of, obviously the surgeon's doing surgery. He doesn't critical thinking and, oh my God, this patient might be bleeding out.
Yeah.
I need my computer back up. So we're running around, and I tell everyone, I'm like, you are now the doctor, because you are now on the support line. So what we do when businesses go down, getting it back up right away needs to happen.
100%.
That's money, time lost, and people mad. So, yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, never stop learning. That's my feedback.
I really appreciate you taking out the time to share with us your experience and a little bit about your background and things that you find to be important in this industry.
Definitely. And women in cybersecurity, always.
You cannot forget women in cybersecurity.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, big shout out to the girl that stats on stats for putting this on.
Yes.
They found the need, and that people don't really have the information that they need going into a conference like this. That's, okay, well, what do I need to do? What can I expect? All that stuff, right? So shout out to them for doing what they're doing, and shout out to you for, going further than you
winging this and coming right on over.
Yes,
definitely.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you.
All right.